To the 2010 A Bantam Production Company. I'm JR1.
I'm JR2.
We're here to introduce the fantastic 17 that played for the Moundsview A Bantams this year.
Live to you from Thief River Falls, the Bantam A 55th Annual Bantam A State Tournament. Today we are going to do some interviews with the players of the Fantastic 17 to kind of discuss how things went this season.
We're going to start off and we're going to randomly draw one of our Fantastic 17 and see what they have to say.
So live to you from Thief River Falls, our first interview.
Go.
I'd like to start off with one of our fantastic players, number 24, Waldorf, TJ Conlon.
T-Con.
T-Con's the name, one of the toughest guys we got on the team.
Learned to start the year by taking some mighty hacks on players, tuned it down a tad, and had a fantastic year putting the puck in the net. All right, T-Con, first question. You, Johnny, Gretch, and AJ in a garage with a semi-automatic paintball guns. Which one of you comes out alive?
Besides me?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'd say Johnny probably.
Johnny, why is that?
I think he'd probably gun whip everyone out if he had to. And Andrew might be one of the last, but John would probably take him out though.
Gotcha. All right. Number 2, who is the toughest kid on the team?
Definitely Andrew. He gets beat up all the time. Yeah, worth that.
Got a for instance this year? Remember an instance where you got pounded?
Oh, yep. I think Jefferson.
Yep. I think he lost his head. They had to repair him. I remember that. Jerry?
TJ, how many games did Coach Lewicki get kicked out of this year? And how many games should he have been kicked out of?
He got kicked out of 1, and then maybe 2 besides that.
You sure it wasn't? Are you 20, you mean?
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
TJ, what dad do you think you hear the most of out of the stands during a game? And mom?
I think you and
Dumbass.
Thank you.
Mrs. Elvidge, I think.
This is Elvidge.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good choice. We're just out there to support you.
If you had to take a 20-hour car ride with one of the 4 coaches, who would you choose and why?
I think Lewicki, because you know when he's done with a conversation, because he always says that's all he has to say.
Nice.
Conversation's ended, you know when it's done.
Go ahead, Jerry.
TJ, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I think either a Marine or a Ranger. I'm not sure yet.
Ooh-ah.
Yeah.
Semper Fi?
Simplify.
Looking back, which game, which moment stands out to you the most?
The Woodbury one when we almost won, and then beating White Bear the second time.
I like that White Bear.
Looking back on everything for the whole season now, who would you like to thank and why?
I'd like to thank my mom, and then I think Lou, and Fulton, both Fultons, and then Moss.
For the great season they gave you.
Oh yeah, it's just for helping me out.
What do you think they did different than any other coach you had on the ice sheet?
Well, they put me on forward, and then kind of just put me with like pretty good line mates, I guess. They picked me to be on that team. That's good.
Good for
Nice
you.
job.
Thanks for the interview. Ranger. And I'll hit him. You.
Our second interviewer we got today is Andrew Gretch, number 22, or Gretzky. Andrew, 200 pounds on a bench press. How many reps do you think Coach Duden can do?
6.
Nice. 2, what was your favorite arena to play in this year?
This one, Thief River,
Tell me why.
it's a great arena. Except for that it's really hot. It kind of sucks. Got sweaty.
A little warm.
Andrew, who do you think gave the most moons after a game or a practice throughout the whole season?
Jake Hanslick,
Why do you say Jake?
he's a pervert. Just saying.
Gretchen, I got another question here for you. Which dad do you think chooses kid out the most after a game on the way home?
My dad.
You think your dad does?
Yes.
All the way home?
Yes.
It seemed like your pants were fitting a little less snug. Number 4. Which kid smells the worst in the locker room?
Jake. Smells like minnows.
Nice. Do you have any hockey advice you'd like to offer your younger brother?
Score.
Nice. Here?
Andrew, have you got any hockey advice you'd like to offer your younger brother or your dad?
I would tell my dad to get better.
Okay,
Yes.
that might work.
Yeah. He needs to get better. He needs to go better on his skates.
Now, after the A Bantam level, what are your goals for the next 3 years?
Make JV next year and then make varsity. Come on.
Super.
If you could relive one moment from this year, what would it be?
When we won the district championship over White Bear. Bjorken scored from the red line.
Lastly, you got all these 4 coaches. What would you like to say to them about this season?
Thank you, and you guys really helped.
I love you.
Great season. Love you.
Perfect.
Done.
Okay, now I want to ask you a question. Brandon. Sure. Which coach would you want to sing karaoke to, and what song?
Great question. I'm just looking back on a fabulous singing career I've had over the last couple of years, but most definitely it would be Moss, and it would be singing Simon and Garfunkel's Bridge Over Troubled Water. That's it.
Oh, and for that one question, where was favorite moment, I meant the Stillwater game. Might be. Sorry.
I love you.
Now we've got Brandon Smith, number 1, Schmitty, Brando, Knucklehead.
Sid.
No Sif. What kid stinks the most?
Oh, for sure Hanslick. I mean, that kid never wipes his butt.
What does Jake smell like?
Sid.
Minnows or crap.
Very good.
Crappies? What do you really think, when you look back and how great of a goalie Coach Moss was this year? I can't imagine. What do you really think Moss's goals against average was in high school?
Sid.
Oh, probably around 6, something like that.
Yep.
7.
Brando, if you had a nickel for every time Coach Lewicki swore and you put it in a jar, at the end of the year, how much money would you have in that jar?
Sid.
Probably around $2,000.
$2,000.
Yeah, it was a good year for Lewicki.
Very good. Who do you think wears the ugliest tie to every game out of the complete team, including coaches?
Sid.
Including coaches?
Including coaches.
Dustin. He's always ugly, no matter what he wears.
He is.
Yeah.
Very good.
You know, we had such a fantastic time in a team moral building at the Fennings house, and they did the haircut session. Just curious, what was your mom's opinion after they decided to cut those beautiful curly locks of yours?
Sid.
Oh, I don't know. I never asked her, but I think she liked it. She didn't say anything bad about it.
I see they trimmed it down after they made the initial.
Oh, yeah.
You are up here. This is kind of a serious question. You're up 2-1. It's 7 seconds left on the clock. Championship game. Which coach would you fear least coming down in breakaways? You can't choose Ryan Gallagher.
Oh, he's my first choice. Probably Dustin.
Yeah?
He thinks he's so good and all those fancy moves, but he can never hit the net.
Brandon, I would like to could you give me a few descriptions on how your season was this year?
Sid.
Oh, well, this was the best season by far. I mean, he had the best coaches. They just taught us so much, and the games. I mean, we were a good team. We won a lot of big games and made it to state.
What was your biggest moment of the whole season?
It had to be the Stillwater game, going into 4 overtimes.
Good.
And winning.
That was quite a thriller.
Yeah.
Jared, have you got the final question?
Yeah,
for
your
Brandon?
coaches are watching this interview. Is there anything you'd like to say to them?
Thanks for a great year.
Sid.
You taught me a lot, Moss, and just come back next year.
Hi, welcome back. We now have number 19, Ryan Breakaway Boy Gallagher. I think everybody knows the nickname there. First question, Ryan, kind of an interesting one. Okay, Breakaway Boy, if you and your mom both get 10 breakaways in a game, who scores more goals?
No comment. It depends.
It depends.
On a lot of things. But
I heard she's got a pretty good snapshot.
maybe.
Ryan, what gauge do you think Lewicki sets when he cuts his own hair?
I think he waxes it.
Waxes
Either
it?
that or plucks it or something. Because it's pretty short.
Good job.
You know, another question here with
To what?
1040 to 22.
Oh, this is perfect.
After your
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, what hockey advice would you have to give to your little brother, Cy?
he should shave his head, and I think he should stop celebrating as much and focus on scoring a little more.
Celebrating before the game?
No, like after he scores.
After he scores.
Just kind of focus, a little more on the actual game.
Super.
All right. You know, the parents have had this debate come up a few times, but which kid stinks the most in the locker room?
I'd probably Hanslick. I mean, just got a fishy smell to him.
Okay. He is kind of fishy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a fishy little kid.
If you had a 15-foot putt to win the Masters, which one of your coaches would you like to make that putt?
Man, that's a tough one. Probably Aaron Fulton.
Why would you pick Fulton?
Seems like he could handle the pressure a little better than some of those other guys,
I think Lou's got
No
a pretty,
offense. I mean, Lou maybe. That's a tough question.
I think he's got pretty good
He
stick.
he might yell at the ball and his clubs though if
Well,
it didn't
yeah, I
work
mean,
out.
Lou could get that going just yelling at it.
He might swear at the ball once in a while, too.
Either Fulton or Lou.
Okay. If you could spend the day walking in the shoes of one of your teammates, who would it be and why?
Hansley, because there's been times I've just wondered what goes through his head, and when he does and says certain things, it'd be just kind of fun to know what his thought process is.
Gotcha.
Ryan, what would your goals for high school be?
Well, I'd like to make the varsity team next year, but that'd be pretty tough. I gotta work at that, and I don't know, maybe just be one of the captains senior year or something, and score a couple breakaways here and there.
Get one of those in once in a while?
Yeah.
Super.
Right where Grandma hides the peanut butter, top shelf. What was your favorite moment from this year?
Probably winning the district championship. I mean, I've never even played for probably third place or anything. I've never even played to go to regions this year, so once we won that, it was a pretty special moment, I guess.
That was nice. That was exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
Ryan, all 4 coaches are going to see this interview with you. Have you got anything you'd like to say to them?
Well, just thanks for a fun year, and that kind of what made it happen this year, I guess. Just made it such a good year. So, thanks.
Nice
Super.
job.
Super. Max Knudsen, number 20, Mount View Hockey. Hot Lips Houlihan would be the name right here. Max, I got a question for you. Why is it every time after a game you come walking out of the locker room with your tie around your neck and no shirt on?
I think I got a way better body than Duke and Fulton over there.
Good job. Nice.
Here's one for you. You're on the mound, bottom of the 9th. Up 2 outs. Which of the 4 coaches do you fear the least in the batter's box?
Moss.
Mossy, tell me why.
I think he'd be going for the big long shot and he'd whiff it.
He'd whiffer. Nice.
Max, when Coach Fulton talks in the locker room, which ear does he have the marker in?
Has to be the right.
Why would you say the right ear?
Because he's right-handed.
Okay.
Hey, that makes sense
Good
to me.
job,
Way to
Max.
go, Max. Way to really think
Is he
about that one.
right-handed?
All right, you have a question for you. you've got a date with the cutest girl in school.
Oh, okay.
Your parents tell you you can't go unless you have a chaperone. Which of the 4 coaches would you take with you and why?
Moss.
Why Mossy?
For sure. Ladies man right there.
He's a ladies' man?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Max, we know you like girls, but on the team, who would you consider a team flirt?
Oh, AJ. His 7th grade girl.
AJ?
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. What was your favorite moment this past season?
Not losing to White Bear. Just not losing to him. We beat him in the last game.
Nice.
Good one. I like that.
Max, you know all the coaches are going to be watching this interview. What would you like to say to all 4 coaches?
Just thanks for the fun season. Had a great time. Just hope to hang out with him sometime.
Good job.
Nice
Thanks,
job.
Matt.
Now up to the interview booth here, we've got Darian, number 14, Romo, D-Man, Daryl. I like all those. Which one do you prefer?
You know, I think the most suitable for me is Romo.
And why is that?
I don't know, it just ties in with the name.
Yeah. Ties in with the name. I like. All right.
Romo, do me a favor. Can you rattle off all the nicknames on the team that you know right now?
Alright, we got Brando, Al, Ellie, Bjork, Cyborg, Gally, Hannah, Feeney, Z, Waldorf, Gretchy, Ogretchkin. How about Joshi?
That's pretty good.
I think you nailed,
Flavy.
I think you nailed all of them. Good job.
Baby Dill. All right, let me ask you this. In the locker room, which kid on the team has the worst gas?
Oh, definitely Ansley.
Why is that?
You just never know when it's gonna come. And it's,
Does it smell fishy?
yeah.
Romo, during a game when you're on the bench, which parent in the stands do you hear the most of?
Big B right here.
Nice.
Is it the whistling or is it?
Nope, every time. Oh!
Good job.
I'm just rooting for you, Romsey. All right, Romo, if you put a nickel in a jar for every time Coach Lewicki swore on the bench, how much money do you think we'd get in that jar at the end of the year?
I don't know. Close to $1 million.
Probably $1 million, huh?
Yeah,
You
somewhere.
might be right.
Romo, if you were at the plate, bottom of the ninth, 2-1, bases loaded, coach is up to bat, who do you think would likely strike out?
Oh, Moss.
Why do you say Maz?
I think he's the most uncoordinated coach.
I hear he's a pretty good ball player, though.
I don't know about that.
No. Good job.
Okay, Romo, if you had to pick one kid on the team to moon you, who would it be?
Oh, definitely Ansley. I think he's got that going for him.
Okay.
Romo, what would you like to say to any of the 4 coaches that coached you all this season?
I think it was the best season of my Bantam career and my hockey career so far. And they helped us out all the way, and loose conditioning really helped.
Fantastic. Nice job, Daryl.
Thanks.
Hey, Ellie, enough practicing. Why don't you get out? There you go. Come on over here. We got an interviewer. Get the first one?
Yeah.
Come on, take a seat here.
Ryan Elvidge, number 11, Ellie, playmaker. Ryan, I know you had a lot of trouble putting the puck in the net this year. What are you going to do in the off season?
Probably hit the weights with Bjork and, try to get some strength up here. Get some more upper body strength and get some power on that shot.
Think that'll help you out quite a bit?
I hope so.
Super.
Ellie, quick question for you here. Which of your teammates has the best chance to become President of the United States?
Ooh, we definitely have a couple of classroom people here, but Probably Gretsch. He's got a way of convincing people what to do. So I'd probably go with him.
Nice.
Ellie, tell me this. What player on your team has the best chance of hauling garbage for a living?
Ooh, I think there's a lot of good candidates, but probably Hanslick, I'd say.
Why would you say Hannah?
I'm not sure his classroom skills are up to par. He seems more of a grunt worker. That's what I'd say.
Good job.
Ellie, Coach Aaron, Coach Lou, Coach Moss, Coach Dutton are all in the locker room with paintball guns. Who comes out standing?
Definitely Lewicki. I would not want to be anywhere near him with a gun. The other three, they would be intimidating, but Lewicki, he's a smaller, he can,
Crafty.
Yeah, hide the corners, just kind of spray anywhere.
Thanks.
Ellie, tell me this. What was your most favorite arena to play hockey in this whole season?
No doubt Thief River Falls. Great atmosphere, great rink. We went up there and won consolation championship, so that was very memorable.
A lot of history in that arena.
Fantastic. Ellie, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I think the jury's still out on that one. Not sure. Hopefully not a garbage collector like Hanslick.
Nice. You catch fish with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Ellie, if you had to pick one coach to cut your hair, which coach would that be?
Probably Dustin. He seems to have the most style out of all of them. I'd want him doing it.
Dustin, he is a pretty stylish guy. I think he would probably do a pretty good job.
Yeah, he really is. He's really, from the scarf at the early years, he's kind of gotten away from that a little bit, which is probably good.
Super.
All right, lastly, Ellie, this is your chance to say some final words to the coaching staff. What would you like to say?
I'd just like to tell them thank you for the great year, and I think they really instilled the drive to win in our team, and that's what made us go so far.
Great job, Ellie.
Thanks.
Welcome back. We got to have a little change today in the interview process. Jeff Smith, Jerry 1, Jerry 2. We got to go back up to Thief River Falls. I guess Jerry forgot to cash in some poker chips. So at this point, I'd like to hand it over to our next interviewer, the only one and only, Georgie Bjorklund.
Thanks, Brendan. I'm down here with Jacob Tretzman at ice level. Jacob, let me ask you a few questions here about the past season, all right?
All right.
All right. So what do you think is faster, a rock shooting out of a cannon, or you going after a loose puck?
It's not even close. It's me going after it.
Oh, well said. All right. Who is the biggest player on this team?
Definitely not Alec. Probably Dustin. He just seems kind of like he's got that in him.
What kind of emotions does she show that would lead you to believe that?
I don't know. He just kind of. He's always talking about Jake's cousin in the locker room. So.
Oh, a little family rivalry.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think has the best chance at playing college hockey besides me out of this entire group?
I'd say everybody except Alec.
Well said. All right. Which teammate has the best chance of flunking out of college?
Alec. Maybe Jake.
Wow. We really know how you're feeling towards some of the teammates of this past season now. All right. How many games do you think Lewicki got kicked out of this season, and how many do you think he should have been kicked out?
I don't know. I think it was like 3. I don't know. He could have been kicked out of, I'd say like 80% of the games. But I don't know how he does it, but he somehow stayed on that bench.
Yeah, probably a few years of experience, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
Jacob, what has been your favorite moment in this past season with the Mounds View Mustangs?
Probably the district tournament, winning the 4 overtime game against Stillwater, and then beating White Bear in overtime for the championship.
All right, a few other questions here. So let's give this a random scenario where you're on an airplane, right? and the pilot has some kind of issue where he can no longer fly the plane, and it's up to the 4 coaches. Which one do you think has the greatest chance of bringing you home to safety?
Definitely Moss. Just he's got the calmness and the focus to land a plane.
12. Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, what is one final thing you would like to leave your coaches with, a message from Jacob Scott Drexler?
I'd like to thank him for the year. Our team would have been good, but not close to as good as we were if we hadn't had these guys as our coaches. And just to thank him for that.
Alright. Well, thank you, Jacob. Now, back to Brendan in the FSN studio.
Welcome back. We've got Matthew, number 25, Feeney. Fiend Dog, I got a question for you. Soccer or hockey?
I have to go with hockey.
Excellent choice. Good answer.
Steak or chicken?
What kind of question is that?
Well, that would be in the food category is what that would be. Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Why would you say steak, Feeny?
It's pretty good.
Do you use steak sauce?
No, not usually.
Okay. What is your favorite vacation spot of all time?
Mexico.
And why is that?
It's warm.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Feeny, who is quieter in the locker room? You or Coach Dutton?
I don't know. It's a tough one.
Do you speak louder or more, or does Dutton?
I don't know.
Good answer.
Thank you.
I think he answered that question.
I believe he had it.
All right, Fiend Dog, which dad do you hear the most during games? What do they yell? And what mom is the loudest?
I'd probably hear you the most. Yelling at Max, usually.
Nice, or a whistle.
Yeah.
What about a mother?
Mrs. Serafolian or Mrs. Elbridge.
Nice. Good answer.
Feeny, do me a favor. Give me 3 of the best nicknames in the locker room.
Cyborg, Master Chief, and Ogretchkin.
Nice job.
Feeny, what was your favorite moment this year?
Winning the district championship for sure.
Tell me a reason why.
It was exciting. I don't think we've ever won it before.
How about the fact we just beat up on White Bear Lake?
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Feeny, tell me, if you had to do it all over again, would you have had your head shaved down to the skin?
No.
Why would that be?
I don't want to look like Lewicki.
I think Lou looks pretty nice when he's waxed up.
Yeah, that is true.
Lastly, Feeny, I know we had a great season, but if the coach were in front of you now, the coaches were in front of you now, what would you like to tell them?
Thank you for a great season.
I love you.
Miss you?
I'll miss you.
Fantastic. Way to go, Fiend Dog.
My hair look.
Thank you. All right, so we got a couple more seconds, I think, here. You ready to do this?
Oh, of course I'm ready. How's my
Okay.
hair look?
Oh, your hair looks actually really good. It's your eyebrows.
Hey, boys, we're on camera.
Oh,
Whoops.
Hi,
Sorry
we're
about
back
that.
here live with number 15 from
Yeah.
the A Bantam Mounds View Mustangs, Andrew Bjorklund.
Hair looks great.
Cyborg, we'll call him.
Yes.
Andrew, I know it's been a long season. Is there anything you could do if you could change the season you had this year?
Oh yeah, I think our breakout needed a little bit of work. I think we could have gone with the Flying V.
The Flying V does work out well for a lot of teams.
Yes.
Why would you suggest that works out well for us?
Because our middle name is the Ducks, and Ducks fly together.
Very good, thank you.
Hey, Cyborg, what
Yes.
will people remember about Cyborg from this past season? Your game day bench interviews, that wicked back end of yours, or that nasty mullet from the Fenning party?
Yeah, well, I think my backhands get talked about a little bit more than the bench interviews. Those are a little bit more kind of private for local viewers only.
Understand?
Yeah, and the haircut, that's a little restricted. That was only for a certain amount of period of time. So.
Your helmet looked a little looser after the cut.
It did. It felt much more aerodynamic.
Nice. Good
Yes.
job. Good answer.
Yeah.
Cyborg, when you're in the locker room,
Yeah.
or as a matter of fact on the bench,
Well, the bench.
which ear does Coach Aaron carry his marker in?
It depends. Depends on the day.
On the day, it depends. Does Coach Aaron move that marker from left to right?
Yes, depending on how the game's going.
Very good.
Question for you, Cyborg. Which one of your teammates is likely to be married first?
Ooh, you know, there are a bunch of strapping young men on this team. But I'd probably have to say John Serafolian is definitely going to be the first one to get married.
And why do you think that?
I think he's got, you know, a good all-around quality that women like.
Oh, that's really nice.
Cyborg, which player do you think is the worst dresser or dressed up on the complete team?
By far, Matthew Fenning.
Why would you say Feeney is the worst dresser?
Pick it up.
He looks like he just, you know, woke up from bed every morning he comes to the game. His tie's all over the place. I don't even think he's ever heard of the word collar.
Does the tie match the shirt?
Of course. His fashion is, you know, it's pretty good, but he just needs to work on some of the edge work and stuff.
Super.
Nice answer.
Yes.
Yorkie, if you could give your brother Eric a game-worn jersey from any one of our 4 coaches, who do you think he'd want the most?
Is it signed?
Yeah, it is signed.
I'd probably have to say Dusty's Breck jersey.
That's a good
from the
one.
state tournament. I'd probably have to go with that one.
Was he on the bench that game by any chance, do you know?
On the bench? For what game?
The state tournament.
Who?
Dusty.
Was he on the bench?
Did he play much?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Yes. Probably give him checking line 4.
Nice.
Andrew, I have a question for you.
Yes, you do.
Who would you consider to have the best backhand? Coach Fulton, Aaron Fulton, Coach Dustin Fulton, or player Andrew Bjorklund?
You know, that's a tough call. I think we have all very many good attributes to the backhand that can fool off Moss at any time, any given point in the game. I'd probably have to, you know, give myself, obviously, the credit for all that, because I think I invented the backhand. I showed him how it's done, is basically what it comes down to.
I would go along with that. Very good.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay.
Concur.
Concur? Oh, concur. Wow.
Bjorky, what is your favorite moment of this past season? Did you just wink at me, by the way?
No. Anyways, probably, well, there are many great times this season that we enjoyed. One of them was by far, you know, coming out with the new uniforms in the 3rd period. That was probably a top highlight by far.
That was nice.
Yes, it was quite great. You know, that district championship, hanging, you know, new banners in the Ice Palace, that was also fairly nice. You know, just putting this team back on the map where it belongs, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think you guys did that very well.
Yes.
Andrew, I got a question. Now, I believe all 4 coaches are going to see this interview, and I'd like to know.
Do you believe or do you know?
I'm believing they're all going to
Okay.
see this, but
Okay.
I would like to know, what would you like to say to not one coach, but all 4 coaches?
All of them. Wow. All right. Well, you know, I think in the future here, the wind's going to blow hard and the sky's going to be dark at some point. But, you know, the thing is that they taught us to, you know, find sunlight and find the horizon and come and see new levels and fly together. And I think that's due to them and their great work ethic that they put into us. And I think I would like to say thank you.
Very good job.
Well said. Well said.
Well said.
Oh, thank you.
Nice job. We're back live here. We've got number 5, Joshy Lavalley. Good to see you, Josh. Nice season this year. A couple questions for you on this remarkable season we had. Let me ask you, if you put a nickel in a jar for every time Coach Lewinsky swore, how much money would there be, you think?
A couple thou. Definitely swore a lot. I mean, I don't know, a lot of money.
Good answer. Well said.
Joshy, question for you. At any given game or games, which dad would you hear from the stands watching the game, and which mom?
I'm gonna have to go with this guy, Brendan. He's pretty loud. And then Mom, Mrs. Gallagher, when Ryan got destroyed, she went pretty irate. Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Nice, both said, and thanks.
Thank you.
Another question. What lessons have you learned from your older brother?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Nice advice from a brother.
Yeah.
Joshy, when you become a star captain player for the varsity of Mounds View High School, do you think your dad will still bring ice cream to the locker room in the parking lot for all the players?
Oh yeah, always. Yeah. I think he'll always be doing that. No. Yeah.
Good job, good job.
Well said. Well said. Joshy, obviously your mom was a dedicated bench player in the time box. What do you think your mom's favorite parent? Who was it that was mom's favorite parent to work with in the penalty box? And how about her least favorite?
I think you were probably your favorite. I don't know. Did a good job. Least favorite, probably Mr. Weir. He's a little vocal in the penalty box.
I think you might be right on that one. Vocal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Joshy, question for you. Coach Fulton always has a marker in his ear. Do you know which ear he carries that marker in, and do you think he sleeps with that marker behind his ear?
I believe it's the right ear. And I don't think he sleeps with that one. No.
All right. One other good question here. What was your favorite memory from this year, Joshy?
Definitely beating Stillwater in overtime and White Bear Lake in overtime. To win the championship, District 2.
Nice job.
Yep.
Joshy, I got a final question here for you. Such a great season you had. Who would you really like to thank for this great season that A. Bantam's had this year? And keep in mind, Josh, you do have a mother.
Yep. I'd like to thank the coaches for giving us the systems, telling what to do, and then my parents, all the parents, for getting me to the games, paying the bills. Very much good. Yep.
Nice job, Joshy. Well said.
Very good. Great season, Josh.
Thank you.
Where's that Jake? Jake! Jake! Hey! You gotta do your interview! Quick, catch your lunch. Let's get up here, buddy. Get those fishes in your mouth. We gotta get going. Gosh, he looks hungry. We're going to now interview Hannah. He just got done catching his lunch out in the pond. A little dirty. Cleaning up in here. Let's go see him. Hey, Hannah!
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I know you're cleaning up after your lunch. Managed to get those back? Okay, first question, Hannah.
Jake Hanslick, number 23, Mounds View, A. Bantam. Got a question for you there, Jake. Say, who do you think outmooned any other player on the possible team this year?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
The question was, who outmooned who through the whole season this year in Mounds View hockey?
I mean, it's a definite that no one can outmoon me. I mean, I'd say 20% of the time I'm mooning someone, so that's a big number. No, I don't think anyone can beat that, no.
Good answer. Jake, Hannah, what did they feed you at the hospital when you left the Woodbury game early?
Well, they tried feeding me some toast and eggs, but after they left, I decided to slip out and go to the nearest bait store.
Nice job.
Big Jake, question for you. If you had a nickel for every time Coach Lewicki said a swear word on the bench or in the locker room, how much money do you think you'd have at the end of the season?
I don't even know if there's a number that high. I'd have to sell like all my stuff if I wanted to pay for that.
Would that help you or harm you?
What do you mean?
This swearing, did it get you going? Did it get you moving? Did it get you hopping?
It just got me fired up. I was just on fire. Just felt so good.
Was it one of the finest coaches you ever had?
Of course.
Hey, Jake, next to you, who's got the worst tie on the team?
I don't really pay attention to guys' chests, so I don't really know what kind of tie that other people have.
Well said.
Pansy, who would you consider being a ladies' man on the team?
I'm gonna have to say Bork, because Bork always seems to flirt with lots of people. I mean, he's flirting with Lou's girlfriend and maybe Beanie's sister. Yep.
Hannah, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I plan to start out at McDonald's, and then maybe as I get a little better at my job, maybe I'll move up to Wendy's, maybe Burger King. Yep.
Well said.
Would you like it lower?
Hannah, question for you. I'd like to ask you a question about your favorite food. Would it be a nice roasted chicken? Would it be a tenderloin steak? Or would it be a 4-inch sucker minnow?
You know, what I like to do, I like to put all those three in a blender, mix them together, and then drink it with a straw. Yep.
Well said. And last question here, Hannah. Assume the coaches will be seeing this interview. What would you like to say to them?
I'm going to say that they think me and Max are gay right now, but I think that anyone that says we're not a good team, I'm going to say we are a good team because of these coaches. Compared to like our last year team, knowing that we won like 2 games, it's a huge step up compared to what we did.
Is it about time that these coaches put Mounds View on the map?
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, we've never even come close to winning like anything, pretty much.
Thank you, Jake.
All right, guys. Time to clean it up.
Alright, on this next part of the tour, we're going to be visiting the Mounds View Mustang locker room and the weight room part of the locker room. So let's go take a look-see on what we got in here. Oh my! Looks like we're in luck today. We have a special visitor, Alec Van Valkenburg, as he's just, lifting the light weights right now. That's alright. Alec, as long as I'm here, you don't mind if I ask you a few Q&As, do you?
No.
Alright. We'll start off the questionnaire with, what do you think Coach Moss's goals against average was this year? Or in the past?
I think it'd probably be around 2 or so. Yeah.
2?
2.
That's fine. Alright. Who would you say has the most gaseous burn of rips in this locker room?
I'd have to say definitely Jake Hanslick. When it comes out, you know that it's him.
Hanslick. Can you give a better description of what the sight and smells are like?
Well, they're usually quite loud, and I don't know. The smell I think varies depending on what he ate. So if he has his minnows, then it's really bad. But
the dirty fish.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of Mossy Boy as a goalie coach?
He was good. He taught me quite a bit of new techniques to use.
Techniques, huh?
Yes.
You think that helped you?
Yes, I think the new techniques did help me.
Okay. So, what kind of music do you like before the pre-game ritual? You know what I mean?
Not too picky. What we usually have been playing has been pretty good.
Okay. Let's go to fashion. Who do you think has the wrinkliest dress pants?
I don't know about that one. Matt Fenning, I think I'd have to say. Definitely.
Fenning?
Yes.
You got like creases all over the place?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Those need to be ironed.
What is the first thing that comes to mind when I say these next 4 names? Coach Fulton, Coach Dustin, Coach Wiki, and Coach Moss.
Alright. Well, Coach, wait, like all of them together or like one at a time?
Individually.
Alright. Coach Fulton, I think of,
Enough said.
Yeah. Alright,
The Wiki?
The Wiki, I think about skating and like his speeches before the game. Like doing boards in his speeches, yeah.
Alright. What about Moss?
Moss.
Goaltender coach?
Think about him like talking to us before the game, pulling us out of the locker room and telling how we don't need to listen to Coach Fulton's speeches.
Not listen.
Yeah.
Did you not listen after he told you not to?
No, he'd take us out of the locker room so we could focus.
Okay. What about Dustin?
Dustin, I'd have to think of my poke check on him in like our last practice. So definitely.
Right on. All right. Well, on to another question. Are you doing okay? Do you need to breathe down?
I'm good.
You're good. All right. All right. Well, what player on what team do you think had the just put you out on 4th Street basically?
Well, I don't know, but from what I think the first in the shootout against Bloomington, I think I might have been out a little on that first shootout goal.
The first one?
Yeah.
Can you give us a play-by-play commentary?
Personally, I don't remember it that much, but I've heard that I was a little off on that one.
From who? Who has ripped on you in such a way?
Well, I think Brian Gallagher definitely told me.
Gallagher, a little rivalry going on right there. All right, what game stands out the most in your mind?
Well, I'd have to say the Rochester game because that's just the last one we played, and we just ended it right, so that just stands out. Yeah.
All right, very well said. And Al, what is one thing you would like to say thank you to, or who?
I guess I'd like to say thank you to Moss for teaching me the new stuff and for a fun year.
A fun year?
Yeah.
Just to Moss or to anyone else?
Thanks to all the coaches. They all made it a very enjoyable season.
All the coaches. Very well. Well, that's Alec Van Valkenburg. I think if we continue going on this way of the tour, we'll run into the shower and bathroom area. So if you will follow me. Right here we have our classic shower. We got our, it looks like it's a little wet. We had some visitors earlier here today. It looks like Hans like our Knudsen shorts up there. So, you got your traditional sliding doors, beautiful stained glass. A little photo memory shop here of, some of the superstars on our team. They kind of like to personalize the bathroom to themselves. And that's going to wrap up the tour of the Mustang locker room and all their personal authorization only. Thank you.
Welcome back to Jer Network. We just got done seeing Hannah out in the pond grabbing his lunch. He's got to bathe up a little bit. He's going to eat a little bit, but we're going to start questioning him right now while he's bathing up a little bit. Jerry, got anything to say?
Hannah got out of the swamp pretty good tonight, and he's walking in. He needs just a little bit of shining, so we're going to walk in and see what Big Jake is doing.
All right, Jake, we're coming in. You don't mind, do you? Hey, good to see ya. How's that? I see you cut your nipples tonight. How was that tasting? Hey, quick question, Jake. And we had a fabulous season. I see you got your duck in there, which is nice. That's one of the most trained ducks I've seen around. Anyways, Jake, Hannah, who mooned the most this season?
For sure me. For sure me. I mean, I probably got my pants down 20% of the time. So
Yep.
I think that was me for sure. Yep.
Fantastic, and I would agree with that. Good answer. Good
Jake,
answer.
you didn't have your pants down on the ice, did you? You're pretty much just out after the game was over with?
Not that you saw. But.
Well, good answer there, Jake. Say, Jake, I would like to ask you, after you took a tremendous hit against that Woodbury game, what did they feed you? Mr. Gallagher and myself came to the hospital the next morning. What did they feed you at St. John's Hospital the next morning?
Well, they initially tried feeding me eggs and toast. But after the nurses left, I decided to go to the nearest bait store and look for something there. Yummy.
Here comes Ducky.
Good answer. Hey, looking back on the season, Jake, one of the things that we always talked about is Coach Lewicki. You put a nickel in a jar every time Coach Lewicki swore. At the end of the season, how much money do you think this team would have generated?
Is there a number that high? I don't know.
Infinity?
Yeah, I'd say so.
We could have probably taken care of the U.S. Money that we owe China, I would think.
Yeah, twice.
How's the meal?
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Fantastic.
Any bones?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hansy, question for you. Next to you, who would be the worst next dress player with the tie on your team through the whole course of the season?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to guys, what they wear.
You like fish or girls? Or?
Fish.
You like fish? Okay, good
Actually,
answer.
the rainbow trout obviously has a lot of good colors in it, and you seem to always observe the rainbow trout. You know, looking back on it, Dustin is widely considered the best, or we call him Dutton, widely considered the best hockey player of the Fulton clan. Do you see that he had any other talents worth talking about?
Well, he's a very good hockey player, but he's also pretty good at calling me girls' names.
Yeah,
pretty good at
Hannah.
that.
Yeah, obviously that was one of the nicknames that they came up this season, and I was thinking it was worth respect because anybody who can hit as hard as you and name Hannah, Hannah fits.
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty good.
Hansy, question for you. Who do you think would be considered the biggest ladies' man on the team through the whole course of the year?
And that's say Bjorklund because he always flirts with people like Feeney's.
The magician, Bjorklund, you would consider?
Yeah, like Feeney's sister and Lou's girlfriend. Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm gonna say Bjorklund.
He had a little touch for Lou's girl?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
See, I
Good
thought he
answer.
actually sent her one of those candy hearts.
He might have sent her a candy heart, I think, for Valentine's Day when we were prepping to head up to the falls.
Absolutely. You know, here's a good question. Knowing the players knowing you as the coaches know you and the players know you, and I think you look back on it. We talk about superheroes, and Aquaman I know is one of your favorite. But at a sit-down dinner, and you had an opportunity to have steak, chicken, or sucker minnow, what would you take?
I'd actually like to put all three of those in a blender, mix them together, drink with a straw.
Wonderful.
Very good.
Hansy, I got a little question for you here. Keep in mind, all the coaches are going to watch this little tape we have of you here. I'd like to know what you would have to say about each coach, not just one coach. What would you like to say to each coach, and who would you like to thank for the season you had this year? Easy on that rainbow trout there. He's getting flippy.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I know you were paying more attention to that fish, but
Well,
what would you like to say to all the coaches this year for the season you had and any personal views you have of the coaches? What would you like to say?
Well, I think that if we had any other coaches, we would not be nearly as good as we are right now. Compared to like last year when we had like 3 wins. It's a huge step up. Yes.
Pretty much putting Mounds View back on the map.
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely.
Hey, Hansy, good to see you in Aqua. I appreciate that. Whoa, hey, we've got a little flipper losser.
Oh,
hey,
hang on, Aqua.
grab that sucker, and I'm glad you're going to fill up on that. It's good to see you. And great.
Jake,
thank you
great
for your,
season with you.
thanks for allowing us the opportunity to come and
Can I
talk
touch
to you in the
Aqua?
bathtub.
Nice. Aqua's pretty cool. Thanks, Jake. All right, we're back now. We're back with the skipper of the team, the A Bantam Mounds View champion. Back it up. Hi, we're back right now. We're back with number 21, Johnny Serapolian, the skipper of the team, the captain of the team. Johnny, I'd like to ask you a question. Who out of your mind do you think wore the worst tie through the whole course of the year? And you were the man that called the shots on when we wear a tie and dress up for the game.
I'd have to go with Gretsch because I don't think he took his tie out of his bag once this year and he had some stains on it.
Was there any mold on it?
I think there was. There's some green right in the front, right in the
Was
middle.
there?
But he's a Mounds View guy, so green doesn't necessarily hurt, but I'm sure the stench was bad.
Oh, it was horrible.
Absolutely. You know, talking to you, Johnny, rattle off, if you could. We had another player do this earlier this time, but rattle off the nicknames, if you can remember, and how you would apply it to the players on the team. Let's see what you do. We've got who?
Brandon Smith, Smitty.
Yep.
Got Josh Lavelle, Labby.
Yep.
AJ, go with Baby Dill.
Nice.
Bjorklund, Sideboard.
Nice.
Bork, Sideboard. Let's see.
Got
Darian with Romo.
Or Homo. Nice. Elvidge.
Eldridge.
Yep.
Or Phil.
Philly Bob.
Yeah.
We got Van Valkenburg.
Vanny or Civ.
Big Al.
Civ. Big Al.
We've got
We got Feeney.
Feeney. Yep. Maxwell. What do we go with Maxie?
Maxie. Call him.
Hot Lips Houlihan.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Go with Logan. I think his nickname was Rock Hands for most of the season, I think.
Okay.
That's what everyone called him. And
not bad.
Let's go with TJ, T-Con.
Yeah.
Wild
T-Con.
Indian.
Oh, that's a good one. I
Wild
like that.
Indian or the Marine.
Yep. That's a good one. Anybody think we missed Gallagher? What do we call Gallagher?
Galley.
Galley's a
Someone called
good one.
Gallagher.
Yep. Hannah. What we got? Was it Hannah for?
Hannah or Hansel-Lick.
Nice. Perfect. Nice job.
Johnny, question for you. You think, I mean, I understand how you guys feel like Coach Slowicki, top grade coach. Every time he swore in a practice or a game, do you think you could finance the A Bantams next year with the money you guys put in a jar? Or how much money do you think you'd have in your pocket for every time Coach Slowicki said a bad word?
I think we'd be able to buy the Super Ink.
You do?
And maybe the XL Energy Center.
You think we get XL out of it too?
Yeah.
You think La Pantha would come with that?
No, I don't really care much for Lepanto, but...
Right. I'm with you.
I'm quite sure, looking back on it, that the next arena that Shoreview purchases, if we were ever to put a nickel, would be, instead of the Ralph Engel Arena, it'd be the Aaron Lewicki Arena in Shoreview. Quite sure we'd be able to finance that for every nickel. You know, another quick question. You, TG, Gretsch, Gallagher, in a closet, each with a paintball gun. Who comes out the cleanest? Who do you think?
Well, I think it would be Gretsch.
Really?
In his ghillie suit, yes.
The ghillie suit. The ghillie suit's important.
Yes, it is.
We got a couple military guys here. We understand the ghillie suit. And tell me why.
Well, he's very, let's say, sneaky. He's very good at hiding. Crafty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Good answer.
Johnny, being selected and voted in to being captain of the A Bantam Moundsview, the 2010 series, what are your goals for next year? And you had one hell of a season.
Thank you. My goals for next year would be to play varsity for Moundsview. Pretty much it.
Very good. Good answer. Good answer.
You know, here's kind of something a little off the line a little bit, but you're getting married. You have no friends. Which of the four coaches do you want to stand in as your best man? Remember, nobody likes you and you have no friends.
All right. I would have to go with Dustin.
Yep.
I think his white shoes would cheer me up.
Yep.
I'd be able to get some ice cream.
And you know, that makes sense in a wedding. White is always about the birth, the beginning. So, Dustin's white shoes, does he wear them often?
Yes, he does. Whenever we have to dress up to games.
Excellent. Great answer.
Johnny, the tremendous season you guys had this year, what game and why stands out the most in your mind?
Probably the Moundsview versus Stillwater game. And,
Moundsview Stillwater.
The 4 overtimes.
4 overtime to advance on to
beating White Bear.
Beating White Bear Lake.
Yes.
That stood out the most. Above regions and above the VFW state tournament, that was the key game.
Yes, I believe it was. I will remember it for the rest of my life.
I'm sure you won't forget that.
Lastly, Johnny, we ask this to all the players. And there's no need, the Jared Network understands it. But But if the four coaches were here in front of you today, honestly, what would you like to say to them?
I'd just like to thank them for the season. I had a great time, and just hope for the best of them in the future.
How'd they make you as a player? How'd they make describe a little bit more? Everybody loves a great season. Wins or losses are great.
Mm-hmm.
But how did they affect you as a player?
Well, Coach Fulton, Aaron, really brought the physical play, the hitting kids in corners, getting in corners, being rough with them.
Yep.
Getting faster.
Yep.
Good shots. No
Yep.
shooting in the shin pads.
Excellent. So
Yes.
it's elevated. Not only do we have a good season, but it elevated your play.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Johnny, I'd like to make one final comment. I've been around the game of hockey probably a little over 30 years.
40.
Thank you.
50.
And I think that you are one of the finest captains I've ever seen.
We got the flowers going on. Little Moundsview green here, Mustang green. I'm a little more sentiment about this next interview. I've been with Logan Clares for the last 8 years, from football to hockey, and the thing that came across me that I understand was kind of a nail biter for Logan this year was trying out. And Logan, you tried out. Your confidence is, you're Mr. Buff Boy, number 10, Logan Clares. Logan, quote question: who said this is so fun? After which game was it?
That would be me. That was after the first overtime against Stillwater, 2nd District semifinals.
And we played 4. So why was the first? Why was your response? This is so fun.
I don't know. I mean, we all came into the locker room. We were feeling pretty good. Hard-fought game, and we already had one overtime, and it was going into more. It was just intense. I mean, we hadn't had any games like this
Adrenaline,
before.
was it an adrenaline rush?
It was just, we were all getting pumped in there. And everybody was kind of quiet for a while, so I thought, well, I might as well say this. This is so fun. And then everybody looked at me like I was nuts.
What a great icebreaker. Nice job. Good answer.
Logan, from my point of view, I thought you were one of the most advanced players we had all year. When you stepped over the top of the boards, I was so comfortable you were on the ice. I really was. You did a fine job. Logan, tell me, what was the favorite arena that you had played in all year, and your best experience in that arena?
Jeez, well, I really liked playing in the Ralph Engelstad arena. I mean, it was just great. We all got our own lockers, and it was way nicer than any arena we'd ever been in.
Hockey history.
Nicer than Shoreview's arena?
Yeah, well, you can't really match that, but besides Shoreview, I would say that's probably my favorite. And I mean, I loved coming back from my break, and everybody thought our season was over. We got another shot at it. We got to play one more time as a team, finish off on a win.
Finest arena you'll ever play in, too.
I agree with that.
Good job.
Here's a kind of a quirky question, Logsy, Buff Boy. If you're lifting weights, and I know you're lifting them with your pops because he's kind of weak, but if you're lifting weights in the gym, how many reps do you think Coach Dutton could do with 200 pounds on the bench bar?
Easy question. Couldn't get it up. Not once.
Struggling with it?
Just couldn't get
it up. A lot of people just kind of tapping that thing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Struggling with, probably pull down to maybe 160, 175, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say that's where to go.
He's probably a rep guy versus a weight guy.
Yeah, that's definitely the case with Dustin.
Yeah, I got the same kind of outlook too. Good answer.
Logan, tell me a question here. Say, what is your best experience with the coaches this year? One coach, two coaches. What really hit home with you with the experience with the coaches this year?
I mean, these are probably the 4 greatest coaches that I've had in my entire hockey career, personally. I mean, yeah, well, you're pretty good too, Brendo, but I'm going to have to go with these guys. I mean, they wouldn't give up on us. They just, they taught us so much hard effort, they wouldn't take no for an answer, and they just drove us to win again and again and again, and that's what we did.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Great, awesome answer, and I couldn't agree more with you. Why the heck did you leave that crazy mop on your head that night at the fittings?
I mean, well, it was basically my mom's doing. I mean, I admit I didn't really want to do it to begin with, but then I was kind of thinking, you know, it's a big pain to get up in the morning and have to shower and fix my hair every day, you know, just wake up.
Absolutely.
And
The
it's
fixing
done.
of the
But,
hair. Hairspray, gel.
Yeah, well, I didn't really do that, but,
From now on, with this team, it's a shave treatment.
It's definitely gonna be shaved if we do that again.
Fair enough.
Low question for you, buddy. Say, from what I hear in the locker room and outside the locker room, it seems like you are the most popular player with all the ladies. Is that a true answer? Is that a false answer? I really hate to put you on the spot here, but give me some follow-up, will you?
I mean, I will admit, I do have some success with the ladies. I mean, you can ask Hannah. I got some work done with his cousin, but, you know, I'm going to have to give that one off to Bjorklund. Lewicki, you might want to watch it. The kid's coming after your girl, so
good call.
I'm going to have to give it to them.
Lastly, camera's on you. We got the 4 coaches in front of you, which they're not here. That's why the camera's here. But tell me, if you had an opportunity to sit in front of your coaches, tell me what you'd like to tell all 4 coaches in the single phrase here.
I mean, I just say thank you for the best season of my hockey career as of yet, and probably for the rest of my life. You guys helped me progress the most that I've ever progressed, and I mean, start off the year I didn't really think that I was going to try out. I didn't know if I'd make the team, but I did, and I'm really glad I did because I got to play with you guys, and it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Rogue, I want to throw one more thing at you. What was your highest point of the season that you think? You already thanked the coaches and what an outstanding job these guys did. What is your highest point for the season? What really brought it home to you?
I mean, well, just the fact that with all the doubts I had at the beginning of the season, I did try out and I made the team, and I got a lot more confident as the year went on. And you know, beating White Bear was pretty good after 3 ties. Shouldn't have been that many, but we pulled it through on the 4th one, and then when I was gone, everybody beat them again in VFW play. But I mean, I would really say that just making the team was pretty great for me.
Sweet answer, buddy.
Nice
Nice
job.
season, buddy. Cut. Hi, we're back right now. We got number 16, the Z-Man, Zach Weir, the young buck on the team. Z, I know you're only 13 years old, and you had one fantastic season. Tell me, Z, in your own mind, which and what would you learn from the older players on the team that would make you a better player?
I'd probably say John Serafolian because he's a great captain and leader, and he always brings his game he always plays well every game.
Nice. Nice.
Big Z Dog, fantastic year. It was so much fun having you on the team, and the respect that you've given as a young buck is second to none. Here's a quirky question. We got, what ear does Coach Fulton carry his marker behind, and why the heck do you think he carries it behind that ear?
I think it's the right ear.
Yeah.
And I have no idea.
We've asked this question. I have to tell you, we've asked this question to probably half the team, and nobody really has come up with an answer. And if you were to dig deep, because nobody really knows, give me a freaky answer to why, because you'll be the only one. Why do he keeps that behind his right ear? And I think you're right on the right ear.
Oh, let's see here. I think he just likes having the comfort of something in his ear, right close to his face, comforting him, I guess.
Great answer. I like that answer. Nice job.
See, man, I got a question for you. Let's think your younger sister Remy's listening to this interview. What lifelong lessons would you teach her, being her older brother and looking over the top of her? What would you lay on her plate?
I'd probably say always act like you're the best one out there, and always believe you're good enough to make the team and stuff
Great
like that.
answer, man. Great answer.
Fantastic. Quick question, Aaron. I've fallen on the sword here many times, but which dad do you think chews out his kid the most in the car after the ride home?
Let's see. I'd probably say my dad or Brando's dad. Definitely.
Hey, fair enough. No need to explain anymore. Jer?
See, man, if you're interviewing for a job and you wanted a referee involved in that job, which one of the 4 coaches would you like to have to referee that interview?
Definitely Aaron. Aaron, because he's probably the most serious and he probably won't crack those jokes like Dustin or Lou would.
Great. Good answer, man.
Fair
Good
enough.
answer.
You'd probably get the job too, by the way. Here's a question, and as I went along the season, I'm listening to it, I'm thinking to myself, you know, we talk about ways we can curb our hockey fees and how we can generate, but this might be something in the near future, and maybe you'll catch on to this, but if you had a nickel, for every time Coach Lewicki swore, and he had to put it in a small jar, of course, at the end of the year, how much of that money do you think that would defer our costs, our hockey costs for the year?
Oh, I'd be a millionaire and pay off the debt. That jar would be overflowing like crazy.
Wouldn't it just be just like, actually, wouldn't the kids just be like throwing cash
Exactly.
around? No, I'm 100% in agreement with that. Great answer.
Z-Man, I got a question for you. Say you're a great defenseman, and you're a young boy, a young man, I should say. What was your biggest highlight through the whole course of the season? And you played a lot of hockey games. What was your biggest highlight, Z?
I'd probably say the goal I scored against Grand Rapids to start off the momentum and get the first goal. We had all the players played well that game, and I thought I had a pretty good game personally. So,
What a highlight of my own self watching every game, seeing you do that too. What a great job, Z.
nice.
You know, there's 2 questions here, Jer. I'm gonna, it's not even on our score sheet. And I want to ask this because, Jerry, you can ask the last question, but this is, I'm going ad lib here, but youngest kid on the team besides Brando. But how did you feel you were accepted as a player from a group of kids that this team is destined to have some success? Of one of 2, how did you feel that you fit into this group?
Well, all the guys were great to me. Right when he came in, they all were talking to me and making me feel welcome, just like I was part of the team. And, you know, as the season went along, we all became friends, and it's just great hanging out with the guys and being part of the team. So I thought that was really fun.
I'll tell you what, Zach, this team and the kids, this is my own personal opinion, but you made an impact on guys who were freshmen in high school, and I hope they made an impact on you as well as the coaches, because you were for sure a tight-knit person on this team that helped them excel to where they're at. Jerry, you want to ask the last question?
Z, I'd like to ask you, through the whole course of the year, there's a lot of people to thank. And what a fantastic year. Who would you like to look up? I know you have a mom and a dad, but who would you like to look up and say thanks?
Oh, definitely the coaches. You know, they've been the best coaches and probably the best I'll ever have, and Mounds View Association, and they're great coaches. You know, Aaron has great drills. Dustin just brings the life of the party, and Lou is there for all the speeches. Same with Big Dog. So it was just great.
What a great season. What a great season.
I'll tell
Would
you
you
what.
like to thank your dad for getting you to the rink and carrying the load for you? Would you? I mean,
Can I make a suggestion to you? Your dad has switched to a nice thinner razor, and I think overall.
Cut.
Get the lap.
That was
Snyder, get the lap. You've got to get that lap.
Great interview,
You know, see, when you look back and there's some knuckleheads on the team, and I've yet to see you be a knucklehead. Who do you think could flip through a stained glass window more than Brando and Ryan? Who do you think? Anybody?
Hansley.
Hansley.
Sayonara, guys. Right now.
Alright, we're back here with Peter's kid. So tell me, Peter's kid, what song pumps you up the most in the locker room?
The Sickness. Sickness, is that right? Yeah, Sickness. By Disturbed. It's a good one.
Who has the most gas in the locker room?
Coach Lewicki. 'Cause he's always screaming and yelling and super excited all the time. It's just great.
What does he usually smell like?
I don't know. I've never smelled him before.
How do you know then? How do you know he has the most gas? Alright, next question. So, if you had a nickel for every time Wiki score, how much money would you have?
$200.05, probably.
Good
Something like
answer.
that.
That's a good answer. Alright, which coach would have the best chance to end up on the cover of GQ magazine?
Dustin, because of his sick white shoes. Those are sick.
Okay, good answer. Alright. Say you're on a plane and it loses one of its wings, and there's only 4 parachutes, and who does not get one out of the 4 coaches?
I don't know, that's a tough one. But, I'd have to say Dustin, just because it's pretty funny. I don't know. I really don't know, but Dustin just, first one came to mind. It's alright.
Alright, if your brother Jack is watching, is there any advice you'd like to offer him?
I'd have to say, always stay positive.
That's a good one.
Yeah, playing.
What was your favorite memory of this year, this past season?
Shaving our heads at Matt Fenning's house.
It's a nice one.
That was fun.
And is there anyone you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank coaches for a great year. Yeah, coaches.
Yeah, that's all the time we have here today.
They did a good job.
Thanks, Peter's kid.
Yeah.